Hi, this is Kevin, and before we begin on this episode, we would like to apologize for the video quality for this episode specifically, because when we recorded it, we didn't realize it was out of focus. And we tried fixing it in post as much as I can. This is the best that you can look right now, and besides that, we hope you enjoy the episode, and we hope you have a great day. Thank you. Hello, and once again, welcome back to the Cincai Bro Show. I am Kevin.
And I'm Adam.
This is Adam. First things we want to address, the Malaysian movies. We're supposed to do it this week, but we're going to move it to the next week's episode because we felt that this is something that we really want to talk to, something that was just actually announced a week ago from when we were recording this. So FINAS, we all know FINAS, our Malaysian Film Commission.
Yeah.
Yeah, they recently announced that, let me quote it from the start, this headline. All filming, even on social media, requires a license. But they have since backtracked, saying that the very next day, they released a statement saying that videos posted on like TikTok or YouTube won't be affected, and they are trying to rejigger this act because it's
an act from 1981.
Yes, it's an act from 1981, and they're trying to. They said that they did backtrack, but they did say they want to try and put like the internet in. They're trying to make this act more relevant in
today's time. So yeah. And so Kevin, what do you think about it?
It's quite interesting because right now, like, even it's not only this whole license is not only limited to videos, it's also applied to film. So let's say like I have like this application pulled up right now. So if you want to create, you have to start filming. Actually, you have to apply like 7 days. 7 days before you start filming. Then you have to pay a fee of 100 ringgit.
Yeah.
And add on with a deposit of 1,000 ringgit. Yeah.
And a lot more other stuff. But in total, like if you like having your own private limited company, you have to come up with per capital of 50,000 bucks.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's for a lot of companies. That's really restricting because not everyone can afford it at the time. But then again, it's for a private limited company. But what do you think? Or what do you think the whole purpose of this act is? Why are they only bringing it up now?
To be honest, I'm not so sure, I'm not really clear. It might be, I don't get too into it. It might be because of the Al Jazeera documentary that came out.
I definitely think it's because of that.
But you know what? No, we're gonna put our hands up. We are just two boys. We don't know what we're talking about. But it's a maybe. So, like, it might be that, or they really want to regulate the films that are coming out, but we don't have that many films coming out per year to begin with.
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
And putting something like this is another barrier. It's like a barrier of entry.
Yeah, and as if like most of our films aren't already so secluded and so restricted already, and then now it's adding on another barrier. You need to add on, so it's difficult for content creators.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why, and like when I first heard it, I was like really like on TikTok and YouTube and all. Then I definitely knew it was something like got to do with the Al Jazeera documentary. But then other people were also talking about this, of how like this is supposed to be like a cover up for like all of like Najib's like recent come-ups in court recently. And then like and also now Najib is like charged guilty with like 7 charges now.
Yeah.
So as we're recording this, so that's.
But he got bailed yesterday. He paid the 1 million ringgit bail. So.
Yeah, and that too. And some people say like this act is just to cover that up, but then it was also quite relevant to all us content creators also.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in my opinion, this act is very like it does restrict a lot of like freelancers to begin with.
Yeah, we are kind of like that.
Yeah. I'm definitely a freelancer, and I feel very much affected. I feel pretty affected by this, but then because like if I have to do this, I have to start up my own company and all. it's a lot of hassle to go through it, but yeah, the fact that you have to like go through everything, you have to send in your script, your shooting script and all, and I mean that is pretty standard for studio stuff, but like now it's like a more, I guess it's a more like close look, and it's more detailed, like secure look at like what you're actually producing, Yeah, and yeah, I think it's really like it's really a lot to deal with,
Like, do you need to speak like how hypothetically if this like they really want to enforce this and they really want to regulate online content? I mean, like this is, I think this whole regulation of online content is not only an issue in Malaysia. It's been going on in the US with the FCC, in the Europe with Article 13 when they try to shut down like memes. I think because it's like the internet used to be a wild, wild west where anything goes.
Yeah.
But right now, because there's a lot of bad things that happen. Like there's a lot of crime that happens on the internet. So it's understandable that governments want to clamp down on this, and maybe this is Malaysia's approach on this. So what if one day, like maybe, like touch wood, they suddenly decided to enforce this, and then it's going to affect us directly.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, really. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, there always is like a reason for people for us to like stay in order, to like prevent chaos and all, whether it's on the internet or in real life or whatever. But I think at the end of the day, it should be understandable that it's like people need a say in something. I think like this I think like I'm one of the few people who like agree with this Al Jazeera documentary that like some of this stuff they do really need to like keep track of like what's going on, because our like how we treat migrant workers. And then like recently, like I just read up that now all these migrant workers they're segregated to like specific like productions, so like it's agriculture and construction, and the other one I forgot what the other one was called, but like now they're all like secluded to these two like jobs, which are very low paid, very low wages to begin with, and then the rest of the jobs are all meant for the locals, Yeah, so I guess for the locals that works, but I think as humans, I think that is pretty unfair, So I guess it's something that something that kind of like ticks you off also, really, that not everyone's being treated as fair as us, because I see we're pretty privileged in that sense,
I agree.
So yeah, but it's just a shout out to like everyone. It's like just be aware of like who you're seeing and all, like who is helping you build your house or whatever,
Like so it's like without like Al Jazeera making this documentary, it's like it certainly creates awareness. Like videos like this, I mean, like I feel like maybe I think we should be. I mean, maybe not too much freedom. I don't know how to say this. It's like it's great that we have the freedom to create like content. Like we are the ones that actually get to create. I mean, like every day. I mean, so far this year, every week. Every week we get to record a podcast. We get to laugh about something ridiculous.
Hey, wait, do we have a license though?
Yeah, do we have a license? So it's like we get like, I would consider ours is like more like an entertainment thing, not like a journalistic video
not
content.
journalistic thing. I say it's more like sort of like aware of what we're talking about, but then it's like both entertaining. It's very like it's in the name Cincai.
Yeah.
It's in the name Cincai, and then like there's just like a more like conversational kind of thing. Sometimes you get to see real people talk on camera now. So yeah, not on Zoom call anymore.
Yeah.
Even though it still works, but now we're here, buddy.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Why? Okay, too bad. Yeah, I'm out. I'm just kidding.
I mean, we get to do this day in, day out. I mean, week in, week out, basically.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine like one day we have to drop like 100 ringgit per episode, and along with 1,000 ringgit deposit,
Yeah, and then what we just send a script of like what we're talking about.
Yeah, yep. And then
yeah.
we actually had to tell it 7 days in advance.
Yeah, so there's no. So the beauty of improv is not in our hands right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like sometimes when we record an episode, I mean, like, okay, back in the Zoom days, it's much faster. Like when we record online, it's like
Yeah.
sometimes we would just text each other one day before recording.
Yeah,
It's
it's
we're still recording tomorrow, right? Yeah. I mean, for now, I mean, we kind of have to coordinate. Like we agree like once a week, and then we have classes coming up, so yeah, that's later. That's talk for later. So
Yeah.
I mean, we have to coordinate stuff like this. Then if we have to coordinate like on our own and then together with this license, it's a bit hard. It's going to be a bit hard because we don't know. Sometimes we don't know how long they're going to take to process the paperwork. Yeah, we don't know how long they're going to do it. It actually might slow down the process of making the videos. Especially right now, I am trying to get used to this new setup also.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I showed you, like the edit.
Yeah, the
like,
edit is just like a lot of like audio cuts and all.
Because
all
the
that.
way how we record is like 2 audio files. I've never edited audio like this. Is like every time, like, because right now, let's say when I speak, his mic picks it up. When Adam speaks, my mic picks it up also. But actually, the one mic and one mic is for him to speak. That's it. So every time I have to cut, like when he starts speaking, I have to cut my audio, for example.
Yeah, so it's really just like syncing both of them at the same time,
Yes.
and then Okay, but so like enough on tech stuff, you know, enough on tech stuff really. So just to like summarize this, like I guess it's kind of understandable, but like a lot of people are still pretty pissed about this, you know, because not everyone has the freedom to like say what they want, and what should be said, what should be said, which I think the Artist documentary really like woken everyone up, even though everyone claimed it to be very like a biased, one-sided thing, which is understandable, but I think it brought up like a whole different light.
Yeah.
I think it brought up not a light, a whole different side of the Malaysia that we don't get to see in our own local television news.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So like I want to bring it back. Like I think before we recorded, I told you about how I went through like the article 22, where it specified that like no one, if you cannot film anywhere without a license. And then there's one part is like the one part to show how they're going to enforce this. So apparently, if you violate that part of the law, the police they're allowed to search you without a warrant.
Yeah, and
They're allowed to search you without warrant, and apparently it's specified in the rule that you can go look up. It's under the Attorney General's Council. Right now, I tried to open it right now. The website is currently down, but I managed to check it last night.
Same here.
They can actually knock down your doors, knock down your windows, if they find that you have violated this law, which is kind of iffy. Okay, we're not lawyers. We don't know the law, but reading it on first glance, it's like, this is really scary.
Yeah, it's really scary. And we're still recording about this podcast, still doing it. So, Kevin, just be prepared, right?
Yeah, my house is going I'll just be editing the episode like, bam! PDRM! It's like, oh.
I'm pretty sure they don't say PDRM. I'm pretty sure they say police.
Oh yeah, police. I mean, this is like FBI, but yeah.
No more FBI.
Yeah, just imagining like something like that. I mean, will they really actually do that? Because I remember when they first came out, when I first saw that, like when they first announced like this whole thing, I kind of jokingly said, "What, are they going to kick down my doors and arrest me?" Then I read the law. I was like, "Oh, they can actually kick down my doors and arrest me
without a warrant."
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't know what to think about that really.
It's like, I guess it's the law. Like there's actually, I don't know a lot about laws, but sometimes there's a lot of like gray area.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's very like gray area law. Like sometimes we just really want to like just go out there.
Yeah.
Just do stuff without like being restricted, which is fine. But we all work our way through it. Eventually, we're humans. We adapt.
Like I still remember when for a documentary assignment, me and my team basically went out to KL and film. So imagine under like this whole umbrella, it's like, do we have to pay the 100 ringgit? It's like, and it's very spontaneous.
I think for education purposes, I think it's fine.
It's fine, right?
I think it's fine, but as long as you like, you know, don't submit to like festivals or like whatnot. But you know, but also you want, if you want people to see it, like obviously you don't want to just do it. Oh, just leave it for school. I obviously want everyone to see it.
Recently, we had our friends who they technically filmed under like education, but they have submitted their films, their documentary films for festival.
And two of them got nominated,
Yeah.
and one of them won.
Yeah, one of them won.
So shout out to Lena and Sheldon for winning Mini Film Festival, and shout out to Benghan and Dina and Patrick. And, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so like for With Love Elaine, which won the Mini Film Festival, Alina, Justin, Sheldon, and Derek. And then for Tokaya, we're going to shout out to Dina, Patrick, Benghan, Dway, Calvin, and June.
He forgot Justin for Love Elaine.
Oh, I thought I mentioned Justin already.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. I thought I mentioned Justin. It's okay, but yeah, shout out to them, and congratulations, really.
So yeah, back to them. It's like you're saying that filming under education should be fine, but when they submit into festivals, is that a different story?
It might be, you know, because like from what I've seen from festivals, like none of them are like very political, so it's so much so to say. I mean, like from the ones I've seen, they're not as political as it is, but it might be an issue, you know. Like what if it goes like in a much like wider release, you know? Then like we'll see how that goes, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, I'm worried about this, you know, for us in the future. Yeah, but like hopefully like if things hopefully things that doesn't go like too wrong and too bad for us, because like we're really quite restricted, and the whole industry is quite kind of struggling right now in this day and age post MCO. I've always talked about this.
Yeah.
So it is scary, you know, for some content creators to like come back and say like, oh wow, now we can't like be free to say what we want, you know. It's not like the people's voice, you know. It's more like the upper heads punya voice, you know. So yeah.
So yeah, it's like right now we are kind of thrown into like uncertainty.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what's going to be like for us, for like, because we hope that this, like being in film is our job, like in the next 2-3 years or so. So
yeah, I just hope we can find a job, guys, really.
Yeah.
I just hope we can find jobs that actually like I actually agree with, like, oh, you know, I agree with your views, you know. So hopefully I can find something like that very soon and very frequently, you know. Frequently is another one, so yeah.
I just remembered like the last episode in June, we said that nothing would happen in July.
Haha.
2020, the gift that never stops giving.
Okay, but for the whole world though, like what is it, you know? So like, you know, like for the whole world, you know, like now all these movements are coming out, you know, from like Black Lives Matter movement. My God, what am I saying in this podcast, dude? I need to retake this, no? But yeah, like all this stuff, it's all coming out, you know. People are getting really frustrated with stuff. So like now, July, there's something like for us. So August, what's new?
All right, let's do this again. Nothing is happening in August.
Nothing is happening in August.
Nothing.
Oh, speaking of August,
yeah.
Guess what, guys? Tenet has a release date.
Yes, it's a release date now.
Tenet has another release date, and it's exactly like, I think it's pretty much exactly what we talked about, you know. So it's not all in one weekend. So it's sort of like split into like the countries that have open cinemas, you know, like here.
For Malaysia, it's August 27th.
27th, right? But you know, previews probably 26th of August. So yeah, I will be there on day one.
Guess who's happy? This guy is happy.
I am so happy.
I'm happy too, but I don't know. It's like kind of like, is it safe to like really go to the cinema?
I'm gonna go.
All right.
Okay, but also no one.
sanitize your seats.
No, they better sanitize our seats.
No, you sanitize it
Yes,
yourself.
I'll do that too.
Use like whole like bring.
Okay, yeah. And plus everything will be social distancing now.
Oh, will they separate the seats?
Yeah,
like we
they
talked
all
about?
separate the seats. Yeah.
Oh, so you cannot sit like next to one person.
Yeah, so like right now in the cinema, so what we do is that you sit one person is sitting here, and then like so you're sitting here, and then this chair is empty, then another person sitting here. So it's like a whole gap.
Have you been? Have you been to one?
I've been there twice. I watched the rerun of Train to Busan. And I watched the sequel to that
Peninsula.
movie. I watched Peninsula. So yeah, so that's how they implemented the rules like that.
How does it feel? It's like,
It feels very empty.
like was it only you? Or?
Oh no! For Peninsula, there's quite a lot of people, but for Train to Busan, obviously it was like
It's a
it was
rerun.
pretty empty,
Yeah, yeah.
because it was a rerun. So this Peninsula, there were people. It was like 75% of the hall filled up. I mean, when I say 75%, that is 75% with social distancing. So imagine, so that's like, yeah. So every cinema for every hall that's open, like they lose anytime they show something, they lose 50% of like what they actually like built for, you know. So that's also like pretty sad to hear. But at the same time, you know, it's for safety, you know. So like we'll see like how this. So I'm pretty sure this Tenet IMAX screening, I'm predicting it won't be as full as like it would on a normal like blockbuster weekend with like no COVID, with like no coronavirus. I'm thinking it'll do much more relatively lower. And you know, hopefully like this will be the movie to bring back everyone worldwide to the cinemas, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and not like shit like the Kissing Booth 2 or something. Yeah, you know, like for all the Letterboxd users, like that shit is like number 1 on my Letterboxd page. Like I do not know why I'm not gonna see it, and it's longer than like most movies, you know.
What, a 3-hour run?
Okay, it's not 3 hours, but it's like 132 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That's bullshit, really. It's longer than most movies need to be, really. Okay, I'm just kidding. A lot of the movies I love are damn long, but for Kissing Booth, really, I'm thinking of like a short 1.5 hour movie. But yeah, okay, no more Kissing Booth, you know, no more Netflix rom-coms.
But like, I'm gonna point this out. Like Tenet would be kind of like breaking tradition for like American movies.
Not.
I mean, like the release because it's gonna release internationally instead of like America first.
Yeah.
You know.
Actually, like you know, for the first 2 Avengers movies, they did that first. Really, they released like in UK first, then only it came to US. That kind of thing. It was only like Infinity War onwards, or like you know the biggest movies
really
of the
big
year, that
movies.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
To like, oh, you know what, let's release it in the same weekend. Because I think Tenet's going for like a more like non-spoiler. They're trying to go to like release it in one weekend so that things don't get spoiled so easily for the US people. But you know, but we all know that when a movie gets first released in the US, everything gets spoiled eventually. So like you know, like everyone that's not from the US, they tend to don't spoil it. They tend to like not spoil it as much.
Yeah.
So so like hopefully we get to see it. So like we're seeing it before the Americans. So you know. So suck on you guys, Americans.
I think you also like mentioned. I think it's true. Yeah, Tenet's not the first film to do this. I've noticed like I think sometimes they release like films in Asia first before the US.
Yeah.
Because like
I remember
Asia has a big piracy problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's why sometimes they release it in Asia first. And sometimes I think one time they might release like some movies they release like 1 week before the US.
Oh yeah, and that's pretty normal. And that's fine, really. I prefer seeing stuff before the US anyway. So can I have my own opinion like validly and like not get shit for it. Hopefully. But then I guess like this works, and also, but the thing is they're still releasing in the US on the 5th or 6th of September around there, but still, and their whole situation, we've talked about it so many times, their situation is not doing well. This situation is not doing so well, and then
we are kind of iffy actually.
Yeah, we like recently we've been getting kind of iffy, but I think we're doing relatively better than most countries, but you know that trend is still going up a bit.
Right.
And that like scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
In 2 days, they're gonna enforce the wearing mask law.
Oh yeah, like it has to be compulsory to like wear a mask everywhere you go.
Yeah, 1,000 ringgit if you don't wear a mask.
Yes, I can't wait to. But I think it's a good way to like prevent people. But then like also like to like the poor families, you know, they can't really afford this
Yes.
all the time, you know.
Yes.
So imagine like if they just want to buy one piece, it's like 2 ringgit a piece in like some stores also, and it's also quite a lot. So usually even to buy a whole bundle, sometimes it's quite hard because you know not everyone has that privilege of paying like 50 bucks in one shot, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. Yeah, it's an interesting time we're staying
Yeah,
in.
it puts poor families in like a tough situation.
Really like even yeah it really like breaks my heart like thinking about that really.
Yeah, like you can afford a mask, and then you go out, you get fined 1,000 ringgit, which is a lot for some people.
It is. So yeah, but like most probably like I just hope, you know, like, you know, we all can do our part. If we see someone, we all can do our part to like just give them like mask or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, like hopefully like I just I just hope like everyone like gets better. They recover from this like much faster, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's hope. Okay, like we said, August, right? Yeah, the next month is August.
Oh god, August. Okay. Right, yep. Nothing's gonna happen in August.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing's gonna happen. Oh yeah, you know, like the last episode is like, I told you like we're gonna set up this when is Tenet gonna release joke.
Oh yeah.
It ended in one episode. The joke ended in one episode.
Yeah. But it's okay. At least we get to know like Tenet is being released like less than a month later. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Hey, wait, is New Mutants being released next week?
I think around the same time as Tenet. I think it's the one of the first movies for like from all the major studios. New Mutants is coming out first.
Okay, speaking of New Mutants, do you see the 2-minute like opening scene?
I think I did, but I don't remember much about it.
I remember quite a bit because you know, it's an interesting way to open a movie. But okay, yeah, besides acting, but yeah, it's an interesting way to open a superhero movie, I guess. But
Superhero with quotation marks.
yeah, superhero movie. But you know, I'm not really looking forward to it. But yeah, we'll see. I'll still watch it anyway because like that shit has been on my radar since 2016.
When I first saw the first trailer, that's like wow, this is a first, you know. Then
Yeah.
Brightburn came out. I mean, and then it delayed and stuff like that.
and delay.
Yeah.
Wait. Did I know this from 2016 or 2017? I'm not sure.
I think it's 2016.
I think that's when they first announced it. Then I saw the trailer in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hopefully it still doesn't get delayed
Yeah.
anymore. Okay. But yeah, most importantly, Tenet.
Tenet. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta know. This is the whole podcast. Next week, this is gonna be a Tenet podcast. You're not the Cincai Bro show anymore.
It's gonna be called the Tenet podcast.
Yep. We really worship one movie, one director. That's it. And a bit more Robert Pattinson. Yeah, sure. Robert Pattinson. Yep.
You sound like a film bro.
Yeah, we're gonna become a full film bro.
Okay,
podcast.
to be honest, like I am a film bro, so yeah, I'm not afraid to admit that.
Yeah, this guy is a film bro, and he's like, oh, you're a film bro.
Yeah, I make fun of everyone calling them. I call everyone a film bro when I myself I'm the biggest film bro of all. So yeah, that doesn't really help.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is. We actually managed to hit time this time. I mean, around-ish.
Around-ish, yeah, but it's okay, really.
Yeah. So this is the end of the podcast. Do you have any closing remarks?
Hopefully Tenet doesn't get delayed, and hopefully like this whole FINAS thing is going pretty okay, I hope.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
have
see.
anything else to say. So this is the end. We hope you enjoyed listening to us ramble about more serious stuff this episode. So yeah. So I was Kevin and this was Adam. Thanks again for listening. Damn it, words. I can't say
Yeah.
words.
Thanks again for like listening or like watching us. So yeah, so like we'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.